Welcome to a new episode of Philly on Philly Sports. Once again, my name is Jamil. To my right,
My name is Brendan, and today I think we're going to be getting into some Sixers.
Sixers all day, every
Yeah, buddy.
day, all Sixers. But you know what we got to do?
Let's bring it in.
We got to start off right,
Sir.
my man. On a side note, on the last episode, I kept watching I watched it, and every time we took a shot, I made like the worst, the most sour face.
To the smoothest liquor that you could possibly have.
Yeah,
I think it's habitual. It's just like it's a habit to do that.
no idea that I did that.
Yeah, because that's pretty smooth.
Yeah, it's smooth.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, let's jump right into it. We got a lot of action, a lot of NBA talk to do. We're gonna focus on these Sixers. We have we got injuries, we have trades. So let's get right into it, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm gonna start this off with a question. First question is Embiid thoughts.
Uh, it's pretty upsetting. The way the season was going was, I think they were going well above expectation. The first couple, months of the season, Embiid was playing out of his mind,
Hmm.
and it kind of brought the faith back to the Sixers. Everybody was like, you know what? I think we really have a shot. When you have Embiid on the floor, you got the best player in the world, and I'm not saying that lightly. He's the best player in the world,
Hmm.
the most dominant player at this moment.
Easy,
Not ever at this moment though.
easy.
I think in any playoff series, you have a chance when you have the best big man on the floor.
Yeah.
So it's pretty upsetting. I think that hopefully his prognosis is good. Obviously, we're wishing him a speedy recovery. Selfishly, because we want to see him back out on the court. But first and family is, him and his family comes first.
Right. So this is going to go back to what we talked on the last episode, right? Which is, do you bring him back possibly for the last 2 or 3 weeks of the regular season, or do you just hold off on and bringing him back for the playoffs, or just shut it down and wait for next season?
My thought is obviously they were making moves
Hmm.
for this year.
Right.
It seems like those are moves for this year to create more spacing.
Hmm.
Obviously, on the basketball court with Buddy Hield.
Hmm.
We'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it was to create extra spacing for Joel Embiid, extra shooters. Um, but it depends on how he comes back. Obviously, we want to see him get back into basketball shape before he gets thrown into the wolves.
Yeah.
Even if they say it's 4 weeks, I mean, you still got to get into basketball shape. You still got to, there's obviously like even before that the non-contact,
Yeah.
rehab and like there's a lot of variables to go into it. But
Yeah.
it's a tough call.
It's one of those things for me that, again, like you said, it's all based upon their or his rehab, right?
Hmm.
So they're talking. They went from what tear
They went
to
to tear to injury.
to
It's
to removal,
yeah,
right? Now they're saying it's going to be about 4 weeks,
yeah.
right? Um, Now we all know with Joel, he's had a history of condition,
Hmm.
right? I'll say the last 2 seasons, 2.5, he's really taken that on, and he's coming like last year. He came in shape. This year he came in better shape than he did last year, ready to go.
Hmm.
Um, so I think, especially being a big man, everything's going to take time, right?
Yeah,
I think the 4 week window is. I don't think that, to me, that shouldn't include recovery, right? I think. Oh, well, I'm sorry, it's not recovery, but a return date.
yeah,
So what's thing? I feel like it's like 4 weeks. See where you're at,
yeah,
evaluate, and then we'll go from there. So it's like, okay. He can make these moves. He can make that move. He's feeling pretty good. Let's put him on the. I kind of wish the NBA had what baseball does. When you get injured, he send you
yeah.
down
Like
to
the
AAA.
well, I mean, you got the G League, but you're not sending Joel
You know what
Embiid
I'm
to the G
saying?
League.
Nah, nah, nah.
So
But it's just to get you back in
yeah,
shape and
back in
get
the
you in the
shape.
field.
I understand.
Yeah,
I understand with the double A, triple A. Yeah,
right,
that's pretty
right,
essential to get people back in the swing of things. I mean, you've seen it time and time again.
right. If you ask me, I think if you're gonna bring him back at all, bring him back the last week and a half of the season.
Mhm.
only for the conditioning portion of it.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that as well is because in that last week and a half, pretty much, unless you are neck and neck for that 1 or 2, 3 seed, your seed's not going to change.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. We're going to be most likely on a road team. We're not going to have home court. We're not going to be top four, right? So I feel like we're going to have that on a road field. So it's not going to change anything. It's kind of like the Eagles. It didn't matter if we won that game or not. Where we're going on the road for the playoffs.
Yeah.
But give them that week and a half of playing to get in some kind of conditioning. Give some time with Buddy Hield outside of practice.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
chemistry, team chemistry is also huge. My thoughts are the last couple weeks of the season may or may not determine if you're going to be a play-in team. The playoff tournament, to me, the play-in is something you should try to avoid. So I don't know
Absolutely.
if he's, any team could get hot
Mhm.
at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be the better team. You have to be the more ready team, more conditioned team to outlast, because there's going to be a lot. It's going to be stacked.
Yeah.
The Eastern Conference is pretty stacked right now, and it's showing that any team could win. The Pacers,
sure.
the Pacers could win. The Hawks can win. They just beat us the other day. There's plenty of teams in the East that can beat us if we're not 100%.
So, who do you think are possible playing teams right now?
Obviously Chicago Bulls.
Mhm.
That's a play-in team. The Heat have proven to be a play-in team for a couple. It seems like they're destined to be in the. Me personally, that's the way I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know when you have Jimmy Butler, you can't count anything out. But
Right.
And unfortunately, I do think that the Sixers are probably going to be a play-in team right now. With the recovery, I mean, you got 4 weeks of Paul Reed at center, Mo Bamba backing him up. It's not a recipe for success.
Yeah,
I know that Paul Reed is playing good basketball right now, but he's not an answer.
It's not a confident roster.
I really wish that they would address the center position in the trade deadline.
I have no idea why they didn't.
I was hoping that just to get someone with a little bit more experience. I know that there's not some great names out there like Kelly Olynyk. I mean, he would have been a solid player.
I would have took that all day.
Yeah, because he could play alongside of Embiid as well.
Yeah,
going forward.
Yeah, but you don't lose anything.
Yeah,
like, you lose production. I'll say at the rim, right?
Yeah,
I feel like he can guard. Like Olynyk can guard a 4, right, on the outside a little bit.
Yeah.
He's not a rim protector. He's not going to be blocking a bunch of shots all day like Embiid does.
Yeah.
But what you do get is you get someone who can still space the floor and someone who can still shoot the rock.
Yeah. And he's proven to be a pretty good defender as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He's not a slot. I mean, he's not.
But let's be for real. Hey,
yeah.
Nobody's changing their mind because Owens at the rim. They're still going up towards it.
Right.
When they see a B, you got to make a business decision.
Yeah, it's a business decision for sure. So do you want to get into the trade deadline?
Let's do it, man.
Got that?
So I'm going to ask you. Let's flip a coin first. You want to
Pink.
go on what you feel is the positive of it or a negative of it? Basically, which one you like or didn't like, or how you want to do it?
All right, so I'm gonna go with the positive.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking too.
So it's been a long time in Philadelphia that we've been like, yeah, Buddy Hield, Buddy Hield, Buddy Hield. Everybody's wanted Buddy Hield here.
For
I mean,
years.
Almost from when he was drafted, we wanted Buddy Hield.
Yep.
And you got him at a more experienced, veteran presence. I think this year he's shooting 39% from 3, which is a little bit lower than his career average.
Still better than most.
Still better than most, obviously. But he can really shoot the ball. And, we just watched 2 games, the past 2 games. I mean, I think he scored 20 apiece, 20 each game. So he's a proven scorer. He is a bucket.
So that's what I was going to really say, too.
Yeah.
You come into a new team and you just get buckets, you're a walking bucket.
Yeah.
Walking bucket, right? Now, then wait till he gets comfortable.
Yeah. With the schemes, plays, obviously.
Wait till you get him beat on the court.
Yeah.
Give him more space.
I mean, that's what I was kind of getting to in the beginning of the show. Those are moves for this year, is what I was saying, with the Buddy Hield
Hmm.
for spacing itself. Who in this lineup are you going to double off of? I know it's not going to be Buddy Hield.
No,
I know for a fact you're probably not going to double off of Buddy Hield. If you leave him open, he's going to drain the bucket
all day, all
all
day.
day. And I thought that was the positive that came out of this trade deadline. The negatives for me personally is getting rid of young talent and the scrappy defender.
Yeah.
So I know that there's a
I,
reason for that with cap luxury
huh,
tax. I know that there's a
huh,
yeah.
huh.
To me, all right. So listen, Pat Bev he embodied the city of Philadelphia, and I think he was beloved. Like he was only here for a couple months, and everybody loved Patrick Beverly.
He's
Um,
what we needed, bro.
yeah,
It's what you
absolutely.
said last time, right? On the last episode. Pat Bev is what we expected PJ Tucker to be,
Yeah,
right? And he's what I put in this category, right?
mhm.
You don't gotta be the best player on the floor to be the smartest player on the floor,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
I agree. I agree.
We've watched plenty of videos, plenty of tape, and you can see Pat Bev telling B-ball Paul where he should be in position, right?
Hmm.
How to work this play. Don't slide your foot, jump to the spot,
Yeah,
right? Again, you don't got to be the smartest player on the floor. I mean, I'm sorry, you don't got to be the best player on the floor to be the smartest player on the floor. And you got toughness. We lost that.
yeah. And I think he was also mentoring the young kids. I mean, like Jaden Springer. I mean, you saw how gifted he is defensively. Uh, you know, our young guys are shutting down stars.
Mhm.
Shutting them down, and they're getting frustrated. So the loss of Jaden Springer to me, I mean, I understand the move. It seems like that was, a move that he's not going to help you win
Yeah,
this year.
no, I agree. I'm fine with
Um,
that.
but I don't know about campaign either. So
Yeah.
listen,
Yeah.
campaign. He was huge in the Phoenix Suns run to the finals a couple years ago. He
Hmm.
was he was huge. I mean, he was coming off the bench, averaging I think maybe 14 points.
Hmm.
Um, but there's a reason he didn't really stick around. I mean, to me he's just I don't think he's the player that we needed in the city right now. And his shot is so ugly. Like I just had to go
Look,
there. I'm
look,
sorry.
look, no,
I'm
you're
sorry.
fine.
His shot is so
I
ugly.
want you to go because when I go, I'm gonna go as well, and I'm gonna go in because I'm not happy.
Yeah,
I'm not happy, bro. Not
as a
happy at all
whole or with that trade.
with that trade.
Yeah,
You know, when it came, buddy, yeah, I was like, man, I'm
yeah,
tapping it
yeah.
up.
I
I'm
agree.
texting everybody, hit you up right away.
Hmm.
I'm like, yo, I love this move.
Yeah,
We've been wanting it. We have the cap space. We can bring him back next year. Even if we don't have Toby, we can have. We still got a solid three,
yeah,
a solid three with Maxi, Hill, and Embiid.
yeah,
Right? I love that move. And then I missed it at first. It was my brother texting me.
yeah.
Right? Shout out to Smooth. What's up, baby?
So smooth.
Uh, he said, "Yo, I can't believe we just traded um, Pat Bev." I said, "No way." I said, "For who? For what?
Yeah.
For who? For what?"
To me, it had to be King's ransom for
First,
something like that. I mean,
first off, why are we trading him to to Milwaukee?
yeah.
Why? That makes zero sense to me.
Nah. I mean,
Yeah.
someone who you might see in the playoffs. Obviously,
And then
you
we
want
get,
him shutting you down. I don't want him. Do you want to see him taking charges against Tyrese Maxey? I don't.
yeah, I don't want to see him at all.
Mm-mm.
No, 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 not at all. And what you get back is Cam, what's it, campaign,
Campaign.
and 2 second round picks.
Yeah, but you previously gave up 3 or 4 in this draft as well, or in the deadline.
So you got nobody and nothing. I'm being for real.
Yeah,
You got a nobody and a because, and I hope I'm wrong.
yeah,
Let me make this clear. I hope that I'm 100% wrong. I hope Cam comes out of this looking at me saying I told you so.
All right.
Prove me wrong.
So let me get into campaign. Uh, he's not a bad player. He's a hooper. He really is. He's a great facilitator. Um,
But who would you rather have, Payne or Bev?
I'd rather have Patrick Beverly
That's what I'm
all day.
saying.
But I'm saying, as much as I'm giving campaign a hard time right now, he is a baller.
Okay.
He can hoop. The first game with us, he just like Buddy Hield, he scored 20 points, and we needed those buckets.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, I just don't want. I want him to be. I feel like when we lose Pat Bev, it's just not just the points production. It's the everything,
Yeah,
right?
you're losing
Losing locker room. He's a
veteran
glue guy.
leadership.
Everything,
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
Part of that toughness that I brought to the team, like we don't care if Embiid's out this today for this game. We didn't care if Maxi was out for this game. We're still going to come at you 100%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Give you everything we got.
Mm-hmm.
If you beat us, it's because we took you 12 rounds. We're not getting knocked out in the first round.
Yeah, I agree.
Does he bring? I don't think
No.
he's going to bring that. And what I'm saying is, and if you're not going to bring that, then I want you to put up more buckets than you did before.
Yeah.
Right. I want you to be a better defender than you were before.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if he can do that. And that's what I'm saying. I hope that he proves me wrong. I just feel as though this was a terrible, terrible, unnecessary trade.
I agree with that, but I think another reason for it was obviously luxury tax issues. So now you look at the cap, and it kind of makes sense because just yesterday, the Sixers signed Philadelphia's own Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Kyle Lowry,
like
we've wanted him here for how long?
That's North Philly
And
zone.
now he's the 76er.
North Philly zone.
Kyle Lowry is a 76er, and welcome home.
The best part about that is, here's the best part about that move, because you're right. We've been talking about that move for last 4 years,
Yeah,
right? The best part about that move is he's coming off the bench, right?
yeah.
And so when Maxi takes a break, you don't go, oh shit.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
agree.
mean?
All right,
You know
listen,
what I mean?
real quick.
Mhm.
All these playoff series that we went through the past couple of years, a lot of them have something in common
Mhm.
with the Miami Heat
Mhm.
or with the Toronto Raptors,
Mhm.
and that was Kyle Lowry.
Mhm.
How many charges do you think that he's taken on one of our players?
Oh,
How many charges? So it's good to have him on our side of the ball, honestly, because he brings. So I understand that losing Pat Bev is,
this is going to be the first
but you're
time.
bringing tenacity back with Kyle Lowry.
He's a smart player.
He's a very smart player.
But it's going to be the first time that I'm going to see arms flailing in the air,
Yeah,
and I'm going to be okay with it.
yeah, I'll
right?
be all right with it. Yeah,
I'll be clapping for it.
yeah. What's the signal for the flop now? They have a signal for it.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, they have like the ref does. I don't even remember what it is, but it's something funny. Yeah, so you might see a couple of those with Kyle Lowry. But listen, welcome to Philadelphia, obviously.
Yeah. Welcome home.
Yeah, welcome home.
You know?
That's it. But losing Pat Bev is a little.
And we could have kept Pat Bev and still got.
Yeah, I think it was more cap issue. You had to make cap space.
And this is where I get frustrated with Sixers ownership. Right? I want an owner who wants to win. I want an owner who loves this team so much. I need me a Mark Cuban. That's what I want.
Yeah.
This is I get it. You got a lot of money. It's business.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of look at Josh Harris, right? Washington football team, Commanders. I'm sorry,
business.
New Jersey Devils,
business.
It's business decisions, but I think he ultimately does want to win. I think he would not abandon the Sixers to focus on other teams, but I mean, obviously, if you're owning three teams or partially owning, you have to have,
you're not dedicated.
Yeah.
Like I said, Mark Cuban, before he sold his majority shares, right? Yeah. Mark Cuban was sitting in row 3 like a fan.
Yeah. Right? He was
cheering
all Dallas Mavericks all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowgirls. I'm sorry, Cowboys. Jerry Jones, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. Jerry Jones is the best thing in the last 30 years basically that happened to the NFL, right? Because he's making NFL a lot of money. He does.
Yeah,
Let's be fair. Um, but he's just Cowboys.
yeah,
He's not Cowboys, and he's not this and the third. Jeffrey Lurie, he's straight Eagles.
yeah,
That's it, right? But you look at these other owners who have their hands in multiple hats. Sometimes it doesn't. You're not dedicated. You're not seeing what your team needs. You're not saying I'm gonna get this person. I don't care about luxury tax. I'll pay it if I can get a banner hanging from the rafters.
yeah,
If I can get that trophy in the showcase, right? You look at again Josh Harris, right? Like you said, the Devils, Commanders, right? Sixers. You look at Al Davis. You know, his football team is lackluster, right? But what's not? His WNBA Phoenix, the Vegas Knights, whatever they're called,
yeah,
right? They're thriving. But you're a football team family. Your dad, Al Davis, came from football.
yeah,
That team is struggling still. I don't care how they ended the season. They got a new coach, but you've never put your team first and have focus on that.
yeah,
And that's what scares me with Josh Harris. You got your hand in too many different pots that I think if you were solely focused on the Sixers, we still have Pat Bev. I think that's a move that, as an owner, you're like, yeah, that's my guy. He's not going anywhere. That's a good guy. Whatever. He
yeah,
brings too much to the table, right?
mm-hmm.
But if you are worrying about your hockey team right now, right?
Yeah,
If you're with the ownership hiring new head coaches,
mm-hmm.
hiring new OCs, how? Hey, Daryl,
How can
you
you
got it.
focus?
Daryl, you got it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, putting it all on Daryl Morey is kind of crazy. But I mean,
Elton Brand has the best job in America. He get
yeah.
paid. He gets paid to do what? Scout.
I don't know what he does.
He's the GM on
I
paper,
know
bro.
he's the GM. Yeah, I
Like
don't know what he does though.
he's the best job in America.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I would take it.
Yeah, all day.
But my biggest issue with the trade deadline, it was, to me, there's a lot of meat left on the bone.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of where I'm at with it.
Mm-hmm.
Tobias Harris is a great player for us. He's been a great player for us. No matter what we say, I know that we would probably trade him for a crumble cookie, as he would say.
Solid.
But in this instance, unless you're planning on bringing him back next year for obviously cheaper, he's not a max player.
Not at all.
He's never been a max player, but he's a great player.
Is he great or just good?
He's good.
Solid.
He's a good player.
He's
but
solid.
but what I mean by this is, if you don't plan on bringing him back next year or dedicating the money to re-sign him, you should have traded him. Especially with Joel hurt right now, get assets back. People wanted Tobias Harris this year. People, contenders, they want Tobias Harris this year. So unless you are sure and certain that Joel Embiid is going to be back and healthy for the playoffs, and that's why you kept him, or if you plan on re-signing him in the offseason, that's the only reason Tobias Harris should still be the 76er.
Who do you think we could have got for Tobias Harris?
You could charge a king's ransom because he is a piece that it could take a team over the top.
My point was this: we can get better than Cam.
Better than Cam.
That's all
Absolutely. Absolutely. But if it's not better than Cam, you can restock your draft assets. You could get a nice player that could be a rotational player as well. I mean, look what they gave Detroit got for Bojan Bogdanovic.
But
you know what I mean? Like, they were charging a king's ransom for him. He's a pretty similar basketball player that as Bogdanovic, but I think that Tobias Harris is a little bit better on the defensive end.
Yeah.
So there was teams that wanted Tobias Harris this year.
For sure. But I think the reason why they were not giving up on Tobias Harris is because they holding out that hope first for Embiid to get back. Because when you think about it like this sounds like a pretty good four, right? With Maxey, Embiid, Hill, and Tobias.
Sounds fantastic.
Pretty good damn four.
Yeah.
Right? So I get them not trading Tobias Harris. Even with Embiid going down, I wouldn't have liked. I'm glad we kept Tobias Harris. I'm like, we're going to need him on the floor, right?
Yeah.
Because the one thing nobody has more experience on this team than Tobias Harris is playing without Joel.
Yeah.
Nobody's played without Joel more than him.
For sure.
So I like that he's still here. Um, everything's just like a TBD, man. TBD tournament.
Yeah. So, getting into it now that we got our new roster, obviously. Starting five.
Mhm.
What do you got? So it's kind of tough now. So
It,
me personally, I was thinking obviously Tyrese Maxey.
wait, is that with Embiid in the
With
lineup? Okay.
once we get Embiid back,
Oh, so
once we
so
get
we'll just
Embiid
say
back,
with Embiid.
yeah.
Okay, okay,
So for the future,
okay. So you heard what I said, top four, right?
uh huh.
Because I'm still thinking like, who should we have at the five, like for real, for real? The starting five outside
Yeah.
of those four.
I mean, I have what I think.
Go ahead.
So I think obviously Maxey
Hmm.
as your point guard, Buddy Hield as
Yeah.
your two,
Okay.
Tobias Harris
Hmm.
at the three,
Hmm.
Nicholas Batum at the four, Joel Embiid at center. Nicholas Batum, I know he's whatever age he is. I mean, he's older than me for sure. But I think he's a solid player. I mean, I think he's a team guy,
Hmm.
and I think he puts the team first. He's not looking to chuck up, 3 pointers that are unnecessary. I think he does make the right play,
Yeah.
95% of the time.
And that's when I wish that B-Ball Paul had a shot
Yeah, if
because
he could play alongside of Embiid, that would be
that's
fantastic.
what
But he's incapable
I
of
wish he
that.
had any kind of shot.
Yeah,
He has zero shot, bro.
it looks so ugly too. I'm sorry,
Zero
Paul.
shot.
Yeah, it looks pretty ugly, but I mean, he's his 3 point percentage is probably around like 20% this year. If I had to guess, I didn't look at it, but
I like that
it's not
lineup.
good enough.
No, I like that lineup because
Yeah,
I'm gonna be real with you. Like, who else you gonna put in there?
yeah,
Who else you gonna put at the four?
yeah. Exactly. Well, other than Tobias Harris, potentially.
No, well, Tobias gonna be at the three.
Tobias can play the four.
So
He
we're
can
gonna
guard.
put.
He can.
The
Tobias
point
can
is,
guard 1 through 5
so
or 1 through 4.
but what I'm saying is, if you got Toby at the four, who's at the three? If you got Toby at the three, who's at the four?
I mean, you can figure that out. Uh,
Besides
so,
Batum, who else you gonna put in there?
we've been starting Oubre pretty much all season
Yeah,
because of injuries,
right.
and I think he's done pretty well. But can he play the three? Is the real question. I don't know what he plays on paper, but to me, he's more of a two guard than.
I was gonna say who you at the four, small or power. Who would you have more confidence in, Batum or Oubre?
Oh, I'm not talking about him playing the four. Oubre would never play the
No, I'm
four.
just saying the four period. I'm just saying like if you.
Oh, yeah,
I'm just saying
Batum.
no. What I'm saying is if you have Oubre at the three,
Yeah.
right? You got Toby at the four,
Hmm.
or you can have Toby at the three and Batum at the four,
Yeah.
right? Which one do you feel? Which one do you have more confidence in?
Toby and Batum, 3 and 4 for
That's what I'm
sure.
saying.
But so that lineup, you got to look at it a certain way. So who's your first off the bench? Is DeAnthony Melton ever going to get healthy? Oubre, um, and Campaign, you do have some firepower off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
You do have some firepower. I'm sorry, Kyle
Kyle
Lowry.
Lowry. I was gonna
Kyle
say Kyle
Lowry.
Lowry. Yeah,
You do have some firepower off the bench, and I do think that this team is still really deep.
you know
I
what that means, right?
What's that?
I don't think Melton's coming back, bro.
No, he'll be back. He was warming up yesterday. He'll be back. But
Who's not gonna be here then?
what's that?
Who's not gonna be on the bench?
Who's not going to appear off of the bench?
Yeah.
I mean, you got like Ricky Council, the fourth or fifth. It's either the fourth or the fifth. Sorry, I can't. He logged some minutes yesterday, but he was actually balling.
Yeah, but
He played a hell of a game. That's another one. If you look at this bench, Turk. I'm sorry, Turk Smith.
but who's not gonna be here though? That's what I'm thinking.
Are you talking for next year?
No, like if Melton comes back this season,
Mm-hmm.
somebody's on that bench because he's not here. Who's not going to be on the bench? Who's that one person who's going back to the G League? Who's that one person who's not going to be on the team?
Oh, it was those two guys that I just said, Turk
Yeah,
Smith
yeah.
and Ricky Council. But I think with Joel being hurt, still keeps their spot on the roster, even if D'Anthony Melton comes back. Because I think they are getting, even when they're being put in blowout losses, they're showing some heart. Turk Smith, I mean, I think that he could be a good player in this league. I think he was undrafted. The first game that he came in, he dropped three threes, and I know that's probably a lot of adrenaline, the crowd.
Yeah, that's
Um,
yeah.
but he actually threw together some pretty good games when we were really shorthanded. We were running seven. Our
Mhm.
rotation was seven
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
But he did throw some pretty good games together. Same with Ricky Council. I think you do still have a lot of talent, even at the bottom.
Okay. I'm not mad
So
at it. I'm just getting your
yeah,
thought process
no,
on
yeah,
that.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I'm not mad. I agree with a lot of what you said. I
But
just go ahead.
first person off the bench, I mean, that's the real question. If the Anthony Melton is healthy, is he still your first off the bench?
No,
It's to
it's,
me,
it's
it's
Kyle Lowry.
I don't even think it's that.
Really?
I don't even think it's
Well,
well. I guess in the scheme of the way they run with Joel Embiid, yes, because Joel will play the whole first. Tyrese Maxey will take a break, so it would be Kyle Lowry. But the way it is right now, I think it's going to end up being Kelly Oubre Jr.
mm,
But he brings a lot to his team.
okay. I mean, I think it depends on what it is and what we're
Yeah,
doing because,
it's situational.
because I mean,
Foul trouble,
Kyle
whatever.
Lowry, Nick Nurse, bro. He knows, they know each other.
That's a championship duo right
Yeah,
there.
they know each other. He knows what he wants. He knows the
Minus
scheme.
minus Kawhi Leonard though.
Yeah, 4 damn bounces.
To the heartbreak.
Yeah,
I don't even like thinking about that moment. That was like one of the most upsetting shots that I've ever seen go in. But even if they don't make that shot, you still got to win Game 7.
they still got to win Game 7. But when that shot said boom, boom, I was walking towards my refrigerator to get another beer for this overtime. Then it said,
Yeah,
I said, "Oh, you got to be kidding me."
actually, was that Game 7? And
No, I think
that was Game 6.
I thought it was 6
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
to
it was
play for
6.
overtime to get to Game 7.
Yeah. Hey, but
Man, we could be wrong.
yeah, for sure. But going to overtime in Toronto is
Yeah.
pretty scary too.
But if
Those
you got momentum,
yeah, those fans are they're crazy. They're crazy over
that's all
there.
they got.
Yeah, that's
Like them
Jurassic
in the Blue
the
Jays,
Jurassic Park. I mean, they get crazy over
they
there.
do. They do.
No, what do you mean that's all they got? They got like 8 hockey teams.
Well, that's true. Well, no, wait. What, you got the what? Toronto Maple Leafs
They got like 8 hockey teams. Like I
in
said,
Toronto?
yes.
Really?
Yes. No, not in Toronto. I'm talking
What?
to Canada
No,
as
not
a
Canada.
whole.
I'm talking about
Canada as a
Toronto.
whole. No,
I'm talking
yeah.
about Toronto.
No, I
Yeah.
know, I know. Yeah,
I was it Toronto
but
Maple Leafs and then Blue Jays and the Raptors, right?
yeah, yeah. As
Yeah.
far as Toronto goes, I was talking about Canada as a whole. But those, because those Canadian fans, they get crazy.
Oh yeah. They get politely crazy.
Politely. Yeah.
We're the freaking best, eh? Yeah. Good game for you guys too.
Yeah.
I'm
Listen.
going to Toronto too.
What's that?
Yeah, me and Sue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to go to Toronto.
Nice, nice.
I just want to check it out.
Always wanted to see, but
It's New York
never
to
wanted to
Canada.
be that cold.
It's only a 6-hour drive.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Well, I'm doing it.
I mean,
I'm walking.
I'll-
I'm giving some of that poutine.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I guess it's like some kind of like French fried dish with
Yeah,
some
yeah.
cheese or gravy. I don't know, whatever it's called. But no, like I said, I agree with a lot what you're saying here. Just playing a lot of devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I just don't like the campaign. I just don't like the Pat Bev for campaign. That's the one thing that has been killing me since I seen it, on my feed and TV, is I didn't understand the trade. I didn't like anything about it. I didn't think we got anything of value back.
Yeah.
That's the point. I'm like, oh, we got campaign in the first round. All right, I'll take it. Yeah. I don't like the move, but I get it. It's a first round pick. It's a second round pick. Most second round picks don't become Joker, right? Joker's a second round pick. Most of them don't become second round picks. Most of them you never see on the floor. They're G League or they go overseas.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't. This is not the NFL where them second round picks matter.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure.
I don't get it.
I think at that present time, what you were doing is substituting offense for defense, and I don't think that's the right move. I don't agree with it. But offensively, I think the team did get better, for sure.
Yeah.
Obviously, you lost a lot of tenacity on defense with Marcus Morris Sr., even young Jaden Springer.
I'll take that. That was for the Buddy Hill.
That was for Buddy
Yeah,
Hill.
I'll take that.
But
I'll take that.
what I'm saying is, as a whole, you're losing a lot of defense for
Yeah,
sure.
and Pat Bev gave you that defense.
Yeah.
And what people forget sometimes, again, we want to see 120, 140 points a game. Like nobody wants to see that crap. We got that back in the '90s sometimes, right?
Hmm.
And I came with body slams with defense,
Oh yeah.
and that was a regular foul. No
Right.
such things are flagrant
Yeah.
back then, right?
Yeah.
But when you have great defense affects great offense,
Hmm.
right? There's nothing better than to have a defensive player on our team, right? The irritant, right? Whether it's Pat Bev, Dennis Rodman back in the day, right? They
Hmm.
irritated you so much on offense, you couldn't get your shot off. You couldn't get focused.
Yeah.
Got you out your zone.
Yeah.
Just got you frustrated over and over and over and over again. I don't care if Pat Bev gives me 10 points, but he's guarding someone who's averaging 20, 21, 22, 23 points, and they end their night with 14, 16 points. That's a win.
Yeah, and I don't even think it's holding opponents to below their average. I think it's how hard they have to work to get to their average as well. And I mean, he makes people work hard
He does.
for sure. Um, but yeah, I remember watching the Pat Bev podcast, and he was talking to
That's
the
how it
person.
broke, bro.
What's that?
That's how it broke.
Yeah. Well, he was. This was weeks prior. He said, "Would you be sick if the Sixers traded me to his buddy on his left?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, I'd be sick."
Yeah.
And I was 100% agreeing with him then. But it is a cold industry.
I
You,
like Pat. Let me say something right now. Shout out to Pat Bev,
yeah,
man,
Pat Bev.
because he's a man of the people.
Yeah.
He may have only been here a short time. He's a man of the people. Now we all know athletes come over when they get to Philly, right? No matter what sport they're in, they typically all go to Jersey, live in Jersey,
Hmm.
right? You got someone that stay here or in the area, Kelsey out there in Delco, right?
Yep.
Chilling. Pat Bev said, I'm not moving to Jersey. I want to live in the city,
In the city.
right?
Yeah.
He said, I want to smell the city. I want to be with the people, right?
Hmm.
And you don't, doing something like that, especially here in Philly, right? That you'll love forever, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If he could have had a full season and this gonna sound bad, at least got to the Eastern Conference Finals,
Yeah.
he'd have been loved forever.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure.
I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss that portion of it. He was like, man, he's going to Milwaukee, man. Dame,
Yeah.
Giannis,
And another thing was,
and he likes Doc.
yeah, yeah. Another thing is, he didn't leave on his own terms. Um, we didn't want him to go to begin with. He didn't want to leave here. He didn't want to leave here. I mean, obviously, it's your job. All right. So it's his job to go where they tell him to go. But I think that he's going to miss his city as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Dang, man. It does. Just flat out sucks. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that pretty much wraps it up for Sixers talk today, though, huh?
That Sixers talk? We done? We done with them Sixers talk?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm done until y'all show me something. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah,
Come on, campaign.
Yeah. Campaign. Let's.
I'm campaigning for campaign.
I'm campaigning for campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put that shit on the t-shirt.
Yeah. If you're playing 16 minutes a game, I need at least 12 out of you. All right, every day.
Just do your job, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not asking anybody to be great. Just be competent. Do your job.
Yep.
That is it. On a side note, I do want to get your thoughts. We brought this up. I know you said we're going to talk about it later.
Yeah.
I got to get your thoughts, though. I got to. For the people. So it was quote unquote breaking news.
Mm-hmm.
Hassan Reddick has requested from the Eagles to be able to talk with other teams for possible trades. Thoughts?
My thoughts is this purely for contractual issues? Because obviously, he wants to make what he thinks he's worth. money wise, or is this head coaching wise, or scheme wise with Vic Fangio? I really don't know what it is, but that would not be ideal at all for trading him. But the one thing that you will know for certain is if it is something to do with the coach or if it is something to do with the scheme,
Okay.
if he does accept a trade or if we do accept a trade for him,
Mm-hmm.
as soon as he's out of Philadelphia, you're going to find out exactly what was going on in that locker room.
Absolutely.
You're going to find out exactly what's going on. So, I mean, I'm almost curious.
I think it's more so he wants to make sure he gets his money.
Yeah.
Second year in a row, double-digit sacks. I don't think it's a scheme thing because the scheme that he didn't like, what nobody liked, watching Hassan Reddick drop back in coverage, that's no longer here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's more so like, hey, I want my money. If you think I'm playing, I'm not. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, pay that man. He's 29. He's not 33.
He's young. He's young.
He's 29. That's prime. Prime time of your years, bro. Prime years.
Yeah, for sure.
Pay that man. He's gonna be. If you ask me, honestly, he's the center point or centerpiece to that defensive line. He just is. It used to be Fletcher Cox. It's not anymore. He's old, right? It's not good. It's not Jordan, Skippity Wop, Dewey Davis, right? Jalen Carter can step in there and make some plays.
Yeah.
I want to see Williams step up and start, making some plays as well. Brandon Graham is older. Sweat is steady. He's not. He's never been a game changer. He's not going to take over a game. Hassan Reddick can. We've seen that he will.
Yeah.
You pay that man. So I think it's a little bit of a game of chicken, right? But also just say, hey, I'm dead serious about getting my money.
Yeah.
That's all.
And I agree with you. Pay that man.
Pay that man.
If it's for other reasons, I just want them to stand pat. And if he really does want that trade, do not accept a crumble cookie for him.
Oh, no.
Do not accept a crumble cookie for him. You can say no. All right? Philadelphia Eagles, you can say no to a trade. All right? So his agent's going to try and facilitate whatever they can to try and get you to whatever city you want to be in, but you can say no. All right?
Nancy Reagan.
Yeah.
Just say no.
Right. So if the package that people are trying to give you for Hassan Reddick is not good enough, say no. That's all I ask. Me personally.
Last question.
Yeah.
It's Super Bowl Sunday.
Okay.
What you got?
What's the Super Bowl? I'm not. This day last year, I was like, oh yeah, Super Bowl, baby.
Yeah.
This year, I don't care. I just don't want the 49ers to win, honestly.
All right, so you want the
Chiefs. All right. But I don't want the Chiefs to win either.
No, I'll take that all
But
day.
I have a little bit more ties to Kansas City because Andy Reid. That's my only tie to it. I'm sorry. I'm lying to everybody's face. Andy Reid is the only reason I have any ties.
Say, like, I spent some time there.
No, never. I've left the state maybe 8 times in my life.
Yeah, that's like most of us.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't care. I don't want either team to win.
Yeah, come on, man.
I would rather
see Chiefs all day. We want the Chiefs.
Yeah, we want the Chiefs, but I mean, we definitely don't want the 49ers. That's for damn sure.
I ain't got time for these 40 whiners. That's gonna ruin. I don't know. That's gonna ruin my whole off season even more, knowing that I like him, but he's a crybaby. Debo Samuels hosting the trophy.
Yeah.
I like Bosa because I'm an Ohio State fan.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be irritated that Bosa hoisting the trophy. Chase Young came over from the Washington Commanders, also a Ohio State player. I like him. I'm gonna be irritated he's hosting that trophy. And no fault to Chase Young's fault, because he just came over, right? But now he's guilty per association.
Yeah. But, so if you would like to know my real reasoning that I don't want the 49ers to win, is because after the NFC Championship game, they were talking all this if we had a quarterback.
Yeah.
If we had a quarterback. This season in particular just shows that they were right. And that's what bothers me.
I'm not going to say that. I am not going to say that.
I don't know.
I think that I don't give a damn who was quarterbacking unless your name was Joe Montana or Steve Young. You were not beating us that game.
In that particular game, no,
You were not beating us
I don't
that
think
game.
they were. But
when we played San Francisco this year, right? Again, we can always see in week 6, you're winning games by the skin of your teeth. You're not going to be able to beat good teams that way, right?
yeah,
And I think that was it was just more so the scheme, the coaching, being prepared versus if we have somebody with you don't. If was the fifth, we all be drunk. I don't give a damn about that, right? Your quarterback was there. Your quarterback came into that game 100% healthy.
Yep.
And we said, sit your ass on the bench.
Yeah.
Right? The next quarterback came in there healthy. We said, sit your ass on the bench.
Yeah,
right?
Don't come back either.
So the defense was just that damn good.
Yeah, and I agree with that. 100%.
I don't want to hear that shit.
I agree with that, but
right.
I'm saying
I don't like
saying,
Brock Purdy's name.
Right.
I don't like his name.
I'm saying for them, it makes them feel like
that's why I want them to lose.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
Why I want
exactly.
Them to lose.
They have to be taken off their high horse for sure.
I want them to lose. Yeah. I think the better storyline is the Chiefs winning.
Yeah, back to back, first time since 03-04.
Look at the season. They shouldn't have been in the AFC Championship game, let alone the Super Bowl.
Nah, not at all.
Kadarius Toney, MVS.
What a catch he didn't make.
MVS? What?
Or Mahomes slamming his helmet, Kelsey slamming his helmet. Frustration,
right?
Yeah.
They got a tight core, though. It's not going to last long because Kelsey ordered all of them.
And you know what that is? That's Andy Reid.
Oh, for sure. Innovation.
Sandy Reid.
Yeah.
But all right. Yeah. I think that's enough for that.
We'll be done. So that's the pick. Yeah. So we're both looking for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
All right. So, and nothing changes.
Got to end it out on a high note.
We're going to end how we start. A little bit there.
Yep. Yes, sir. Hey, don't make that face again. All right. You hear me?
Yeah, man. I'm going to be cool with it now.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for tuning in. Right. Appreciate the support. And
remember to check your social medias, your YouTubes, your TikToks, Instagram. We're going to be coming at you from Spotify's, your iPad, podcast on Apple. We're going to be coming everywhere. So stay tuned for that. Again, like, subscribe, and share. Appreciate you all.
Later.
Peace.